Hello guys, this is part 2 of how to make battleship. Here are some uh, things I want to have on battleship. I want to have damage, I want to be able to take damage, I want to fly in Sparrow and collect loot. And I will show you table where there is size in different units. Some people like blocks, which is this part. Overwall blocks are this size, and remote turrets is three blocks, so this size. And here is a table where I made how many remote turrets you can fit on this size of ship, and what is the difference if you make bigger ship. So you can see we gain 2 remote turrets, which will mean that we have 100% more turrets. Okay, so small ships have problem with space and they don't have too many turrets. So I don't think below some point you cannot make a battleship, because it's not gonna have enough damage, not enough ability to take damage, and so on. This size is the smallest size I think you can try to make battleship. If you put every single building in place, then maybe you will be fine, And this size is quite safe, It's gonna have enough damage, enough space, and in general it's not gonna get stuck too much. Above this size you're gonna have more space, but you're not gonna use that much. And you can see that damage doesn't go up that much. So yeah, I think this range is fine for making battleship. This can work as the smallest battleship. This one can be, large battleship. But beyond that point, I think it's gonna be more some kind of flagship, mothership, some showcase, not really very useful, practical battleship. Okay, when you build battleship, you have to have crew. You need healers. You need one pilot for flying around. You need at least, I think, 2 healers if you want to fight against players. But it would be nice to have like 4 healers. And if you sum that number, you will get like 3 players, maybe 5 players to really go into bigger battle. And it's important that you have dedicated crew, which is smart, which will simply, it doesn't have to be smart, but it does have to heal. And that's the problem. You cannot rely on guests. Guests will heal you when you don't need, and they will stand and do nothing when you need healing. So yeah, that's the reason I prefer automated ships, because I don't want to rely on people, reloading turrets. And if you don't want automated ships, then you're gonna have to have extra people healing, reloading, and that's the problem. It's harder to get people which will do their job than to get flags. Okay, so I choose few layouts I do like, and in previous video I showed you that looking at differences can get you nothing, you can get nowhere, because you will look at differences and not see anything useful. And the more ships you take, the harder it's gonna be to find something, take something from differences. So let's look for similarities. If we remove this inner part of ship, you will see that they are very similar. And I will show you on the next slide, next screenshot, that after removing this middle part, they look very similarly because they have the same concept which I want to use. They have this inner circle which will fill this outer expandos, which will then feed ammo to remote turrets or fuel to thrusters. So they are very similar, so I can simply copy and paste. I don't have to think too much about this part. And when I build it, I decided that I want this size. I think this is the small good battleship. It can fit anywhere, anything you need, but also it's gonna be small enough to be mobile. Okay, so there is some differences between these layouts, and this part is different in many ships, you know. And if you look at them closely, you can maybe decide which one is better. But usually, when there is no one standard, it means that many solutions are similarly efficiently. There is no, you know, big difference between them. They all work good. So yeah, I choose design like this, and at this point, I have remote turrets. I have how to reload them, but I don't have ammunition. So when you build your first battleship, you will never get perfect, you know. You always will look for something better. But it's a good idea to take just simplest solution. So I decided that I want to place few factories here, add expando with loader. So when crew comes here, takes sniper ammo, puts it in expando box, and then loader will place it in inner circle, and yeah, then expandos get refilled. So there is no anything fancy. There is no auto filling these factories. There is no auto filling this expando, and so on and so on. So it's very simple. And yeah, later you will probably want to improve it somehow, but it's not gonna matter during fights, you know, during battles. It doesn't change your value, combat rating, or maybe not this this number, but if you make this ship, it's gonna be good enough to kill other ships. Why? Because if you are prepared, you have 16 ammo here, 32 ammo here, and 200 ammo here, and this can hold extra stack of ammo. In total, you can have here 200, maybe 250 ammunition, and that's enough for like 10 minutes of shooting, non-stop shooting, you know. Turret shoots 1 bullet per 2 seconds. So 250 ammo, it will take 500 seconds to shoot if you shoot non-stop from one turret. And during fight, you will probably change which side you shoot. So it's not gonna matter that much if you are prepared before battle. And it's not gonna matter if you have 2 factories, 3 factories. It's gonna be not change your combat fighting rating, you know. You're gonna be as good during battle, but it's gonna be quality of life, how much time it takes you to refill or these expandos or something like this. It doesn't matter that much. Here I added repairs. This is a necessary part, you know. I have to take damage. I will take damage. This is expected. So I need repairs, and repairs are very important because when you are getting crit, you will start losing items. And you don't want to lose remote turrets, you don't want to lose loaders, you don't want to lose anything because repairing ships like this is pain. So yeah, you need repairs. And very important thing is that from one stack of metal you can produce 8 repairs shield boosters. So it's more efficient to store repairs as metal, you know, and produce them when you need them. So one factory can hold about 200 metal, which is 100 repairs. And again, when you count how much repairs there are, you can produce 400 plus about 50 to 70 are laying around. So you can fight, you can heal. One healer can heal for 15 minutes. So if you have 3 healers, it will take 5 minutes non-stop healing. Every single possible opportunity, they would heal, and after 5 minutes they would be out of repairs if you don't refill this ammo, these factories. So again, you're not gonna die immediately. You can fight for a few minutes without reloading, and you're gonna need some crew member to refill metal, but it's important, but it's not gonna lose your battle immediately. Okay? So it's gonna be more important how many healers do you have, or how pilot does drive your ship, That's the important part. This is good enough for some battles. And when you go for the first flight, you don't want to take the most epic battle ever. You want to test how quickly you will lose repairs. Is it enough to have 4 factories, or maybe you should add another, maybe more factories somewhere here, or maybe you should add expandos with metal, something like this, similar to this ship, or maybe you should make something like metal here, loaders here, and drop metal from here, where you will put some big expando with metal. There are some solutions which will make this ship better, but again, this ship right now, it can fight, and it will be better than most ships in Dreadnought, because most ships have 1 crew member, are not automated, and they are knobs, so yeah. And against other good ship, it's expected that you need to improve this layout and have better crew. Okay, so I added hatches, and this is, again, the most basic solution. Probably you want to make something more complicated, more easier, to use. Something maybe like this, but these expanders are not big enough, so maybe some pushers and so on. This inner part is where you always can improve something, but also this improvement will not change your fighting ability. You're not gonna be way better only because you add some loaders and it's gonna load this metal to expando. It can make your life easier, reloading factories or something, but it's not gonna be the game-breaking thing. It's more quality of life improvement than your fighting ability. So yeah, this is how you make a battleship. You start with something you stole from other people, or just learned from other people, and then you make something you like on your own. But you have to accept the fact that you will want to make changes over time to this layout, because always it can be improved. And I'm not gonna try to make perfect battleship because it's impossible. Some people prefer, there are different values. So this is good enough to fight, but it's not perfect and it can be improved by a lot. So I will leave here, and thanks for watching. Good luck making your own battleship. Don't be afraid to copy. Remember for looking what ships have in common. For example, here repairs are everywhere stacked, vertically. There is a reason, it uses gravity, it's better that way, in my opinion, in opinion of these people, because otherwise they would build differently. But for example, there are some changes, in how to build these factories for ammo, or how to manage hatches. And remember, some changes are more for quality of life than really needed. You don't need recycles. you can have battleship without recycles. You will not be able to take metal from someone factories, you know, you destroy factory, you loot factory, and you will have to put filters to not take fabricatory. But it's not gonna matter too much in long term, you know, you're gonna waste some metal, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so good luck with your battleship.